Hey everyone, welcome back, and in this video let's talk about interfaces. What are interfaces in Java? Now if I say the word interface, that means how that thing looks like, what is the structure of that thing. Basic definition of interface is like how that thing or the how the structure of that thing looks, correct? Now in Java, let's say that you have a class person, right? And let's say you want that somebody wants to somebody can create this class for you, somebody can create a person class for you, but you as a senior or maybe as a manager want to control the structure of this class. Okay, so what you can do is you can basically create a interface. Okay, so I can create an interface. Let's say I name this interface as I person I person. Okay, I refers to interface, okay, and then person, and this is a convention to make basically name the interfaces. So first letter capital, okay, and then usually they start with I because that refers to interface. Okay, now let's say in this interface I say that a person should have a integer age. Okay, integer age of type, let's say 0, correct, and basically the default value. Let's say a person should also have a name, correct, which is equals to null. Okay, and let's say I want to say that you should also have a method, okay, public method which says which returns boolean that can vote. Okay, can vote, and this particular function should return okay, so this is a boolean function which is can vote, which is fine. Okay, and then let's say this particular person interface should also have a function to, let's say, anything. Okay, I am not able to come up with any example, anything. Now see what happens if I say that this person, basically this person should follow the structure of this particular interface. I can say that, hey class person, implement this particular interface. Okay, now see, as soon as I do that, I get an error, right? It says that the class person must either be declared abstract, okay, or implement abstract methods can vote in I person. Now if I say implement methods and I say okay, you can already see that automatically, okay, automatically two functions are created by the IntelliJ. One is can vote, which returns a boolean, and then anything which again returns a boolean. So basically when you create an interface, you need to create like these functions. Okay, you need to override them just like the abstract functions, and you automatically get the access to these variables as well. And the good thing is that I can even have two interfaces. Okay, let's say I have one more interface, another interface, and this interface says that you should have a integer type get sum function, okay, which takes integer a and integer b as the argument. Now this particular class person can even implement this. Okay, and when I hover on it and I say implement methods and I say okay, so you can see now there are three methods. Two are coming from the I person, basically interface person, and one is coming from the another interface, right? So what you can do, you can basically create interfaces where you can define the structure of this particular class. What do you want? And then you can implement that interfaces. You can implement n number of interfaces to a class, and you need to override the functions that are being declared or like specified in the interface. So interface is like a document, right? It tells you like what you have to implement. It enforces you what you have to implement, right? And this is the example of pure abstraction. Okay, let me tell you one more benefit of interface. Let's say I have a function here. Okay, let's make a function public static void let's say add numbers. Okay, now this particular add number function takes in an argument of type I another interface. Okay, so I can say I another interface object. Now see what I can do. Sorry, not here, sorry. Yeah, so it takes a value I another interface object, and this returns, okay, this is an integer return type. Let's say this returns obj dot, okay, obj dot. Now obj should have two numbers, right? So int a and b are there, so it calls obj dot get sum function and passes like 4 and 5, right? Now see one thing, let's say I have one more class, okay, class a test class. This is a test class, and this class also implements the I another interface. Okay, and now because it implements the I another interface, this needs to implement the getSum method. Okay, now this getSum method basically return a plus b. Okay, and similarly this one also returns a plus b. Okay, now see what I can do. Let's create two objects. I'll create an object of the test class. So this is a test object, test equals to new test, and I can even make a person object. I can say person equals new person. Correct? Now see what happens. This is a test object, this is a person object, right? And this particular function takes an argument of I another interface. Can I say that s out? Okay, I can call this function add number, and I can pass person, which is absolutely fine. This thing is not giving me an error. Why? Because person implements another interface as well, right? So this is acceptable. I can even pass test here. Okay, I can even pass the test here, and this absolutely fine, works fine. 4 plus 5 9, right? Okay, what happens if this function, this class test, has this method, okay, getSum, but it does not implement the I another interface? Now you can already see we are getting an error that you cannot send test here because this is not compatible, right? It accepts an I another interface kind of type of argument, but you are sending it something else. So this test should implement this particular I another interface, and then only you can pass test, and I can even pass person. So the benefit of interfaces is that, like, this belongs to some other class, this belongs to some other class, and this particular add number function accepts this kind of object, right? So I can pass test also here, and I am able to pass person also here. So this is the beauty, or this is the use of interfaces. So I hope that you got an idea of what is interfaces and how to use interfaces. And that's all for this video. Until then, bye bye, take care.